All right, here we go. Muscles Magic the Gathering live. And we are, I actually just wanted to come on live for a little bit tonight. And I wanted to do some live deck tech. I am about to finish one of my newer decks. If you've been following me online, you know that I was at 57 Commander decks. We are now officially, at the end of the show, we will be at 59. I finished my Sephiroth One-Winged Angel deck. That is done. It's a mono black deck. It is stellar. And we're working on a brand new deck. We are working on, of all things, a rabbit deck. The commander for that is Phineas Ace Archer. Let's get Sephiroth out, our other commander tonight. These are the two men of the hour. We have Phineas, we have Sephiroth. And yeah, this is going to be my 58th and 59th commander deck. So we are growing. And if you know anything about me, you know that I don't make commander decks unless they are absolutely stellar. They are top of the mountain. So here we are. Muscles Magic the Gathering. I'd love for you to say hi. I'd love for you to ask any questions you have about Magic the Gathering. I love, love, love engaging with the community. Love the interaction. Love the friendship. So make sure you stop by and say hi. Also give the algorithm a little bit of love. YouTube loves comments. Smash that like button. It loves that too. So with all that said, let's dive in and let's look at these phenomenal commanders. All right. So the first one I am going to go through, I am going to show off my Sephiroth deck. Give me a comment, smash that like button if you want to see Sephiroth, because it is one of my favorite decks. And then after that, we will go through the rabbit deck. Right, you'll actually help me build the rabbit deck. So Sephiroth, incredible creature in Magic the Gathering, one of the best cards from Final Fantasy. And if you're going to build a Sephiroth deck, you want to build it around creatures dying, and you want to be able to control that. There's a couple of ways you can control that. By sacrificing your own creatures, that's the most efficient way. That's the safest way. You can also play with some removal, and this deck has both. So let's take a look at what Sephiroth has to offer. We have the Marionette Apprentice. Great card. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into the graveyard for the battlefield, each opponent loses a life. There's a lot of those effects in this deck. The Vein Ripper. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. We have Shieldred the Apocalypse, a beautiful version of this card. If you're going to build a mono black deck, that's almost an auto include these days. We have a Jeweled Lotus. I'm putting it in advance. I play with banned cards. I actually don't believe in the banned list, but I think this will be unbanned within the year. You heard it here first. Go stock up on your Jeweled Lotuses. I actually bought 22 of these last week. Braid's Arisen Nightmare. We have Drivnod, the Carnage Dominus. We have Endrixar, Master Breeder. And if there are any cards you're not familiar with or you want to see closer, you want me to read out, just pop in those comments. I'll help you out. The Forsaken Miner. The Grave Crawler, which actually goes infinite with a bunch of cards in this deck. Jadir, Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. The Morbid Opportunist. Orcish Bowmasters. An Oil Slick Phyrexian Obliterator, great card. The Pitiless Plunderer. The Reassembling Skeleton. The Starscape Cleric. You won't know this card, a lot of people don't. The Raven Man. If you do know this card, I'm actually impressed with your Magic the Gathering knowledge. At the beginning of each end step, if a player discarded a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying. And this creature can't block, so great sacrifice fodder. And then you can pay some mana, and then each opponent discards a card. You activate that as a sorcery. The Umbral Caller Zealot. The Viscera Seer. A beautiful $54 printing of War and Soul Trader. The Wriggling Grub. We have I think it's Absorb into Time, right? Let me look that up. I think that's what it's called. Let me see here. Yeah, it's called Absorb into Time. I didn't know what the Final Fantasy name was, but it's temporal exertion. When you may cast this spell, any player may pay half their life, rounded up. If the player does, counter Absorb into Time. Take an extra turn after this one. Agadeem's Awakening, Blasphemous Edict, Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Intent, Toxic Deluge, Feed the Swarm, Thoughtseize, Yawgmoth's Will, Deadly Dispute, Deadly Rollick, Fell the Profane, Flare of Malice, Snuff Out, Ashnod's Altar, Fleshbrag Marauder, The Sword of Light and Shadow, Tarian's Journal, Bitter Blossom. Have you seen that new Bitter Blossom creature, by the way, that's coming out for Lorwyn? Incredible spoiler. By the way, what are your thoughts on all the spoilers that were put out at ATL at MagicCon? I would love to hear your thoughts, your take. Black Market Connections, Gate Phyrexia, the Swiftfoot Boots, Grave Pact, Necropotence, Recurring Nightmare, Meathook Massacre, Tevishtat, Cursed Marauder, Soul Ring, Iara First of Locthwain, Bloodghast, and the Nether Trader. We also have some pretty cool lands in here. I got a bunch of swamps. I am speeding through those to get to the good lands. We have the City of Shadows. We have Nyxos, Shrine to Nyx. And yeah. Oh, no, not done yet. I knew we were missing cards. Phyrexian Altar, Bolas' Citadel, Mana Crypt, Ophiomancer, Carrion Feeder, Dark Ritual, the Darkness Crystal. I want to take it out, but it goes too well with Sephiroth. Reprocess, Yawgmoth's Bargain, and the Gristlebrand. So just a great Sephiroth deck. Total mana value of the deck is 182, so it moves fairly fast. Not as fast as I would like it to move. If I was really making it competitive, I'd honestly probably take out the Bolas' Citadel, probably take out the Gristlebrand, probably take out the Reprocess, and I would add some other cards. It's worth $1,266, so it really is a good collectible deck. Job done. That is Sephiroth. All right, that one guy, I have a question. How do you deal with people complaining about your decks? At my LGS, at least a handful of people act like they are the Magic Police when it comes to cards I'm running. That's actually a really good question. I did a whole live about this. It really bums me out that people are like this in the community. Magic is a game to be won and lost. Here's where the real problem lies, all right? It's a game that literally you win or you lose. Like, it's not just for fun. You could argue that D&D is for fun and an experience. Magic the Gathering, the goal of Commander, is you start with 40 life to get all your other opponents down to 0 or to draw through their library or enact some other win condition. But there's a group of people out there who try to act like winning's not the goal. Like, it's inherent to the game. It's like Monopoly. Imagine you landed on Park Place and you own Boardwalk, you're like, I don't want to buy this because I don't want this to be a bad experience for other people. Like, that just doesn't make sense. You're going to buy it and everybody has fun. When it comes to Magic, everybody gets in their feelings. And Jose, hello. Thank you for stopping by. It's a real problem. The way I've solved that is me and my pod, me and my friends, we play to win. You play with the best cards. There's no ban list. We are just playing to win. And everyone's on the same page. And you know how we have fun? By conversing, by laughing, by trash talking, by asking the other players, how's your day? How's your girlfriend? How's your wife? How's your boyfriend? How's your husband? How are your kids? How's that new work project going? That's how we interact. And sometimes it is a long, drawn out 2-hour game. Sometimes it's 10 games in 2 hours because they're all over turn 3. And that is just fine. That one guy, you've got to ignore these people and you've got to find a good group of people to play with. People at the same power level. And that's why they invented the bracket system. So there's something for everybody. Find people who play bracket 4 or bracket 5. Now, Charles, that's not bad advice. Like, make multi-power decks. A lot of people do that. I refuse to. That said, actually, let me reframe that. I just refuse to. I'm not making multi-power decks. My goal is to make every deck as powerful as possible. I don't build half-hearted decks. I put my heart into these things. That's why I said it was so exciting for me to be able to build my 58th Commander deck, because this Sephiroth deck is a heavy-hitting deck at $1,200, and with all the cards, like, just look at this. I've got Bolas' Citadel, Demonic Tutor, Orcish Bowbasters, Necropotence, Temporal Extortion. I've got tutor cards. I've got a Yawgmoth's Will. Like, my goal is to make a powerful deck. That said, some decks end up less powerful because it's pretty impossible to make a powerful crab deck. I mean, some people would argue that, but there are commanders, there are decks, and over 59 commander decks that I have now, not all of them are created equal, if that makes sense. So yeah, I do end up, I guess, with some less powerful decks. So, that said, let's see. I think that one guy, you and I are the same person. I do the same thing. So I would just find new people to play with. There are people out there, trust me, like the guys that try and casually Magic, like Joe Johnson, like Joe the Magic Gatherer, like Ben Bateman, that have some real competitive decks that are happy to play with you. You know what I mean? That said, let's go over to my newest deck. Let's talk about that one guy. Really frustrating, by the way. I understand your frustration, and I wish it was different. But let's now look at... We're about to tune this deck up, my Rabbit deck. Now, keep in mind, I've only got 3 lands in here right now, and I got to add more. I'm just putting in the main cards because most of the lands are going to be plains. And this is my Phineas Ace Archer Rabbit deck. We have the Sandstorm Salvager. Well, actually, let me not start with that, because I want to show you really what this deck is based on. And you're going to know exactly what it is when I show you. Hold on, I'm just getting the cards queued up off camera because I want some semblance of suspense here. So let's look at Phineas Ace Archer. Vigilance, Reach. This is actually that one guy, if you want to play a trick on people, build this deck. This will crush people and they will never see it coming and they can't complain. All right? So we have Phineas Ace Archer. Vigilance, Reach. Whenever Phineas Ace Archer attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control that's a token or a rabbit. That's important. Then, if creatures you control have total power 10 or greater, draw a card. What do you think this deck is built on? Anybody got any guesses? Because it is actually really, really good. I actually need a couple of cards in here. Phineas Ace Archer, he does attack, so I need some protection for him. I just realized there was a couple of cards I forgot to order that I got to get, but Phineas Ace Archer, great card. Comes out super quick. This deck is based on the Heir Apparent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 Heir Apparents. Now this is how this is going to work. When this creature enters, create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures you control named Heir Apparent. The deck can have any number of these. So if you have 10 Heir Apparents on the board, you make 10 rabbit creatures. And 100% that one guy, we do have a coat of arms. This deck goes bananas, and it's super non-threatening because it's Phineas Ace Archer. So you're going to make 1 million rabbit tokens. Trust me, this deck goes from 0 to 1 million in just a hurry. So we have 25 heir apparents, okay? The commander, Phineas Ace Archer. Whenever Phineas Ace Archer attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control that's a token or rabbit. So we're going to get a ton of 1/1 counters on here. All right? Now, what do I include for rabbit support? Triumph of the Hordes. Until the end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample and infect. Massive, massive card. That one guy, hold on. You'll see some stuff come out. Spliced Smith says, was playing Commander when it first came around, then took a 10-year break from MTG, started back into it. Honestly, dislike the bracket system. I have mixed thoughts on it. I really like what they're trying to do, but I think everyone should just play as competitive as possible and solve all the problems. If you want to talk about cards, that one guy that go insane in this deck, the bunnies have a friend in the forest. And that friend, the Craterhoof Behemoth. When this creature enters, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Good night with this card. Bonkers. To get our Craterhoof, we have an Eladrami's Call. We have a Silence. Way to protect ourselves a little bit. I do not play Brawl for Matt Charles. We have an Akroma's Will. We have a Cathar's Crusade. Goes bonkers in this deck. We do have a Mana Crypt because your guy does not care about ban cards. We have a Caretaker's Talent. We have a Renewed Solidarity. We have a Doubling Season. We have a Smothering Tithe. We have a Coat of Arms. We have a Path to Exile. We have a Swords to Plowshares. We have a Heroic Intervention. We have the Banner of Kinship, and by the time that comes out, we have 1 million bunnies on the ground, so it works well. We have a Soul Ring. We have a Talisman of Unity. We have a Herald's Horn, make everything cheaper. We have the Valley Might Caller. Whenever another frog, rabbit, raccoon, or squirrel you control enter, put a 1/1 counter on it. This creature gets big in a hurry. We have the Burrowguard Mentor. It is a rabbit deck, so we needed some rabbit friends. We have a Jacked Rabbit. We have Kadira, Caller of the Small. Whenever Kadira, Caller of the Small, deals combat damage to a player, for each token you control, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. Incredible. We have a Pollen Shield Hare. We have a Mondric, Glory of Dominus. Let's double all our tokens. We have an Enduring Vitality. We have a Tribute to the World Tree. So we got a lot of good cards in this deck. Right now there's 67, and there are 3 lands, all right? We have some of the lands here, a Plains, a Command Tower, and the Oak Hollow Village, all right? Check this out. Put a 1/1 counter on each frog, rabbit, raccoon, or squirrel you control that entered the battlefield this turn. Huge land in this deck. So those are the cards we want in there for sure. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So those are 53 cards we want in here for sure. Now, the other cards we want in here for sure These are some cards I just ordered, and I'm going to show these off now. Some are for a Dino deck. Spellbook, Teleportation Circle, Parting Gust. The Arcane Signet. That is a card we have to add to the bunny deck that I had forgotten about. So let's put that in right now. And that is the CMM version. All right, so we have now the Arcane Signet added. So Internet Paradox, generally, I want more lands than less. I think somewhere between 36 and 38 is the perfect amount. I actually have a number in my head. I want to hit 42 mana sources. So between mana rocks and lands, I want to hit 42. That's the number I like to play with. It really, really helps me. Some decks you can go less, like in a mono green deck, I think you can play less with all the mana ramp. But again, I would still want to play like 42 or more points of land. So if you have only 30 lands, you're going to need 12 really, really good like mana dorks or mana rocks. And what do I mean by that? Something like perhaps the Birds of Paradise. All right, great card to put in a deck. But that said, I don't have one deck that's under 35 lands, just to be clear. All right, so something to consider. I like more lands than less lands. And the way you determine it, you play Goldfish a lot. And you need 3 lands in your opening hand if you want a chance to win, right? Unless you're playing some weird CEDH format. So if you want, I would just draw through my deck a bunch of times. And if you get a bunch of conditions where you do not have 3 lands, you need more lands. Thank you very much, XIQ, best Magic YouTuber, Master of Cruelties, Bugenhagen, Fanatic of Ronus, Vaultborn Tyrant, Topiary Stomper, Auric Lore Mage. We have a bunch of Arcane Signets. Runic Armasaur, Wrathful Raptors, Path to Exile, do not need that. Shadow in the Warp, Jeweled Lotus, Zakama, Shalayan Alar, Eerie Interlude, Dark Ritual, Crop Rotation, great card. Skull Clamp, great card. So not going to use that in this deck, obviously, with Coat of Arms, because the goal is to make these bunnies as big as humanly possible. But could be useful early on, actually. Could really be useful early on, but not if I have Phineas out. I'm probably going to have Phineas out, and that's going to be useless. So we're not going to go with that. All right, now, some of the cards, and I just realized I'm not going to be able to finish this tonight because I do have to order some cards. Some of the cards that I may or may not cut: Generous Gift, Nature's Lore, Vanquisher's Banner, Resourceful Defense, Sylvan Library. That is not going to get cut. That's going in there. Hop to It. Great card, but I think we can do better. Burke Long Ear of the Law. When Burke Long Ear of the Law enters, put a 1/1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures. Whenever a creature you control, the 1/1 counter on it attacks, double the number of 1/1 counters on it. That's a great card. Happy Monday, Great White. Valley Quest Caller, Warren War Leader. Oh, here's a card that has to go in the Sandstorm Salvager. Take a look at this. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature token you control. They gain trample till the end of turn. Massive in this deck. Just massive in the Heir Apparent deck. So I just realized I need some things to make Phineas unblockable. I'm going to need to go over to probably Card Kingdom. I'm going to need to order Brotherhood Regalia. I'm going to need a Lightning Greaves, and I'm going to have to take some of these out. Question is, what am I going to cut? Vanquisher's Banner is a massive amount of card draw in this deck. Nature's Lore helps me mana ramp, which I really, really want. So we're going to keep Nature's Lore in here. right? Resourceful Defense is a great card. Whenever a permanent you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on target permanent you control. And then it's going to allow you to move at instant speed any number of counters from target permanent you control to another target permanent you control. Really, really useful to sneak through some damage. I think we're going to keep that. So here are the cards I'm looking at potentially cutting. And I do have to make room for a Brotherhood Regalia. And I need to make room for a Lightning Greaves to give Phineas haste. But Brotherhood Regalia is going to be the big one, right? I probably also need some kind of tutor to go get the Brotherhood Regalia. Maybe the Steel Shaper's Gift. That might be a great card to go get a piece of equipment. But yeah, this is my Heir Apparent deck. It's an absolute monster. I thought it was going to be done, but I totally forgot. I wish I would have ordered a Brotherhood Regalia. I need one. Really, really, really useful to make Phineas unblockable. You know what else I could do within this deck? A Rogue's Passage to make him unblockable. That'll be another great one. Although Rogue's Passage, you can't really use it until it's too late. Usually, because it costs 4 mana. But it still wouldn't be that bad to put in. So let's review that again. Phineas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 Heir Apparents. Great White Productions, how did that go? And Heir Apparent deck is a monster. Birds of Paradise, Triumph of the Hordes, Craterhoof Behemoth, Eladrami's Call, I Need a Worldly Tutor, Nature's Lore, Arcane Signet, Silence, Akroma's Will, Resourceful Defense, Cathar's Crusade, Mana Crypt, Caretaker's Talent, Sandstorm Salvager, Burklong Ear of the Law, Renewed Solidarity, Doubling Season, Sylvan Library, Smothering Tithe, Coat of Arms, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, Heroic Intervention, the Banner of Kinship, really cool card. Could probably take that out too. That actually might be a argument to cut it, but it's also really, really good. Soul Ring, Talisman of Unity, Herald's Horn, make all these things cheaper. Valley Might Caller, Burrowguard Mentor, Jackrabbit, Kadira, Pollen Shield Hair, Mondrick, Enduring Vitality, Tribute to the World Tree. Pretty awesome. He did so much damage with the bunnies. I died one game, but ended up killing him and winning the other. Nice. Oh my, they made a sliver with Heir Apparent abilities. Insane. Yeah, I agree, McDonald. The Sandstorm Salvager is a bonkers, bonkers, bonkers card. So the real question is, what do I cut, right? Like, I don't necessarily want to cut the Valley Quest Caller because I think it's a super cool rabbit-themed card. I don't really want to cut the Warren War Leader because I think it's a cool card, but it's got a massive casting cost for what it does. Generous Gift could go. I think I have enough removal in this deck, although you could always argue that you need more removal. Total mana value of this deck right now is 165 with all these cards. But again, I could remove a couple of these. I do need to get, again, a Brotherhood Regalia, a Worldly Tutor. Maybe start putting that order together now. But we'll see. So yeah, that's the bunny deck. I was going to put a Skull Clamp in, but I think by the time all these creatures grow, it's not really going to be worthwhile. But I did need a Skull Clamp for some of my other decks. So that is the Heir Apparent deck. And I really thought we were going to be done, but again, bad on me. I'd like a Worldly Tutor. I'd like a Brotherhood Regalia. I will rectify that situation this evening. And then we'll probably take out Hop to It. That can actually go now. I really like it, and it is a bunny deck, and it's the only real place I can put it. I don't know if I want to get rid of it. It's hard to cut your friends, but for a worldly tutor, it's probably worthwhile. The generous gift I can probably get rid of. I probably don't need that much removal with the way the rabbits work. The Vanquisher's Banner, I could probably cut. I probably don't need a Vanquisher's Banner and a Banner of Kinship in here. I do like the card draw of the Vanquisher's Banner as opposed to the Banner of Kinship. And the Banner of Kinship can go somewhere else. So yeah, there we go. We're going to get a Lightning Greaves. We know that for sure. We're going to get a Worldly Tutor. And we're going to get a Brotherhood Regalia. Why are there balloons in the background? Who did that? It's kind of weird, but whatever. Did you guys see the balloons, by the way? Let me know if you saw that, unless I'm just going crazy and it's time for me to go eat. I did work out, had a long sauna, maybe that went to my head. But I swear I just saw balloons. Am I crazy, or did you guys see balloons? Let me see if that happens again. How did I even trigger that? 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. What did I do to make... Nah, I'm just rambling. Anyway, here we go. No one's helping me out. But here we go with these cards. We've got to cut 3 of them for those cards that I mentioned. All right, you saw them too, Charles. I am not insane. All right? How did that trigger? I have no idea. But we have Generous Gift. We have Warren War Leader. What cards, before I go, because I got to make some cuts to order these 3 cards, we're going to do Worldly Tutor, Lightning Greaves, Brotherhood Regalia, maybe a Steel Shaper's Gift. What cards? Maybe an Open the Armory. I wonder if that's an option. What cards would you cut? I'm going to actually see if I have an Open the Armory. I should. I'm looking right now at my extra cards. Because the Open the Armory might be an option here. I'm looking. I do have an Open the Armory. That could do it for the equipment card. I might not need a Steel Shaper's Gift. So Open the Armory might be an option. Actually, I have a foil one here. Just so I can go get my Brotherhood Regalia for Phineas. That would be good. Eldrazi Monument would be great in this deck too. All I got to do is sacrifice a rabbit. And then creatures I control get +1/+1 fly and have indestructible. That actually might be a better choice than the Vanquisher's Banner or the Banner of Kinship. So there's some options. So we might cut 5 cards. We will see. But this will be absolutely massive, all right? So there we go. I have a whole stack of extra cards here I want to deal with. Mother of Runes, Sword of Feasted Famine, that could be a great card in this deck. Clever Concealment could be a great card in this deck. Pearl Medallion could be a great card in this deck. A lot of options, everybody. So there we go. Maybe an Avison's Pilgrim could be a great card in this deck for some mana ramp. So yeah, we got some options here, but these are the ones I want to cut, or I'm thinking of cutting. And I'm not going to cut the banner. Oh, if we are looking at an Heir Apparent deck, all right, Growing Rights of Imbolc could be a great card, and I actually have an extra one of those. Brandon, it's a good call. I have a Biorhythm. That could be a great call in this deck. I don't have a Growing Rights. I need one. Oh, I do. Look at that. That would actually be really easy and a great way to add mana. That actually kind of is an auto-include, ain't it? Brandon, yeah, you're right. We're going to do that right now. Let's get rid of Generous Gift. I like it. Generally, I say you need more removal in your deck, but I do have a Path to Exile and a Swords to Plowshares. Here we go. Improvement. Improvement. Crop rotation could be a great one too. Especially to go get the lands that I want, like that Oak Hollow Village. But I don't know how many other powerful lands I'm going to be in here. I think I might want to save the crop rotation for something where I have some real heavy hitting lands. Scurry Oaks are great. So there we go. Decisions, everybody. At any note, it's been a blast going live. It's been great spending some time. Oh, let's speed through this quick to show you. We're going to finish this deck next week when I get some more cards from Card Kingdom. I just need a Brotherhood Regalia. Phineas Ace Archer. Tribute to the World Tree. Enduring Vitality. He is the commander. Bondrick. Pawn and Shield Herald. Kadira. Jackrabbit. Burrowguard Mentor, Valley Collar, Herald's Horn, Talisman of Unity, Soul Ring, Heroic Intervention, Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, Coat of Arms, Smothering Tides, Sylvan Library, Doubling Season, Renewed Solidarity, Burke Long Ear of the Law, Sandstorm Salvager, Caretaker's Talent, Mana Crypt, Cathar's Crusade, Resourceful Defense, Achroma's Will, Silence, Arcane Signet, Growing Rights, Nature's Lore, Eladromi's Call, Craterhoof Behemoth, Triumph of the Hordes, Birds of Paradise, and then a million of Hair Appearance. Just a bonkers deck. So, that's it. I am off to eat some food, hang out with the kids, order some cards from Card Kingdom with them, one of their favorite things to do. And then we will decide what cards we are going to cut, because out of these ones, these are the ones we are looking to cut. I don't really want to cut War and War Leader because it is a rabbit deck, kind of a theme. Don't really want to cut the Valley Quest Caller for that reason. If I was going to cut 3 cards, it would probably be these 3. Hop to It, Banner of Kinship, Vanquisher's Banner. Those would be the 3 I would cut, but these are the 5 that are up for debate. Because with all the other cards, I think we kind of need them. We are heavy on creatures. I could cut an Enduring Vitality, but I don't want to because it is really, really good for this deck. So, that's what we're kind of looking at. It is really hard to cut your friends. I could cut an Achroma's Will, but it does mean creatures I control gain Flying and Vigilance and Double Strike. That's a game ender. It gets hard. Like, I gotta tell you, it gets really, really hard when you get down to this level. Trying to figure out what you want and what you don't want. I could cut Tribute to the World Tree, maybe. That could be an option. Oh, love to hear it. My 5-year-old and my 8-year-old and my 16-year-old all love Magic. So, with all that said, everybody, there we go. Magic the Gathering Live. Thank you for coming by. Seeing some cool cards. I'm going to go live Wednesday night again. And Wednesday night, the topic is we are going to cut my Pantlaza Dino deck. Not my Pantlaza Dino deck. We're turning my Morph on the Boundless 5-color Dino deck into a 3-color Pantlaza deck. So stay tuned for that. I love you all. Have a great night. And I'll see you next time. Jose, thanks for coming by. Brandon, thanks for the suggestion, man. Growing Rights went right in there. Thomas, Charles, McDonald, that one guy, Great White Productions, everyone who made this show a reality. Thank you. Thank you for the support. And hey, listen, for real, I want to make this the biggest Magic the Gathering channel on the planet. Comments, likes, subscribe. Tune in Wednesday for my next live, all right? We'll talk to you all